Hey everyone, and welcome! Today we're going to dive into something really important, breaking down Adeline Birch's eye-opening book, 30 Covert Emotional Manipulation Tactics. We're going to shine a massive spotlight on the sneaky ways manipulators can take control of our lives and our relationships.
So let me just start by asking you a question, and it's a bit of a chilling one. What if someone you trust, someone you love and depend on, is right now secretly using psychological warfare against you? You know, the scary part is, for a lot of people, this isn't just some hypothetical. It's their hidden, day-to-day reality. And this quote from Evita Okal, man, it just hits the nail on the head. See, this isn't about obvious threats or someone yelling at you. It's about quiet, subtle control. It's like they become this puppeteer, pulling your strings, all while making you think every single move is your own idea. So let's start by dragging this hidden enemy out into the open. What even is covert emotional manipulation? What are we really talking about here?
Okay, so here's the book definition. And the two words you really got to focus on are underhanded and below conscious awareness. This isn't just someone trying to persuade you to see a movie. No. This is a deliberate, calculated strategy to literally change how you see the world and yourself without you ever even knowing you're being controlled.
Now, here's what's so wild about this. The first clues that something is wrong aren't going to be these big, obvious actions from the manipulator. The first, and honestly the most reliable warning signs, they show up inside of you. Your own feelings are the first alarm bell.
Think about if any of this feels familiar. That feeling where your joy isn't just joy anymore. It's this constant, nagging fear of losing their love. Or maybe your entire mood for the day hinges on how the relationship is going. It's that feeling of always being on edge, always walking on eggshells, or realizing you just don't feel as confident as you used to. These aren't just random bad moods, they're symptoms.
And if you boil all those feelings down, what do you really get? It's this constant buzzing anxiety, that feeling in your stomach that never quite goes away, where you never feel totally safe because you're always waiting for the other shoe to drop.
Right on the heels of that anxiety comes this deep, profound confusion. The relationship just feels like this impossible puzzle you can never, ever solve. And the reason why is because the manipulator keeps changing the rules of the game without telling you. And that combination, the anxiety plus the confusion, well, it leads directly to the manipulator's ultimate goal, crippling self-doubt. You start to think, maybe I'm the problem. And that's exactly how they win. They win by making you doubt yourself more than you doubt them.
Okay, so now that we know the warning signs inside of us, let's pull back the curtain and take a look at the manipulator's playbook. What are the actual tactics they're using to create all that anxiety, confusion, and self-doubt? At the very heart of almost all of this is this one incredibly powerful engine. It starts with something called love bombing, right? Just this overwhelming flood of affection and attention. But then, just as suddenly, it gets yanked away. This push and pull creates this desperate craving. It works on the exact same psychological wiring that makes slot machines in Vegas so addictive. You just keep pulling the lever, hoping for that big jackpot of affection you got in the beginning.
And this chart just lays it all out perfectly. On one side, you have these unbelievable highs, the constant praise, being told you're soulmates. But on the other side, you have the terrifying lows, the sudden silent treatment, the emotional brick wall. It's an emotional roller coaster for sure, but it's one they built on purpose to keep you hooked on the highs and terrified of the lows.
All right, next up is a big one. A word you've probably heard before, gaslighting. And let me tell you, it is so much more than just lying. It's a systematic effort to deny and twist your reality. And it's designed specifically to make you feel like you're losing your mind. Why? So you stop trusting your own judgment and start relying only on theirs.
Gaslighting is all about making you feel totally disoriented. You'll start hearing these classic phrases over and over. That never happened. You're just imagining things. You're being way too sensitive. Each one is a little seed of doubt, and when they're planted over and over again, they can completely destroy your trust in your own mind.
Now, a very close cousin to gaslighting is invalidation. If gaslighting is an attack on your reality, invalidation is an attack on your right to have feelings about that reality. It's the tactic of making you feel crazy or stupid or just plain wrong for feeling the way you do. The message is crystal clear. Your feelings don't matter.
This tactic is meant to make you feel totally alone
and wrong for having normal human emotions. You might get told to just get over it or that you're making a big deal out of nothing. These phrases might seem casual, even harmless, but when they're used constantly, they are a powerful weapon that dismisses your entire emotional world.
So after hearing all of this, which I know is a lot, the most important question is, what can you do? I mean, how do you defend yourself against tactics that are designed to be invisible? Well, the good news is, your protection starts with one simple but incredibly powerful action.
Here it is. The most powerful step you can possibly take is simply to recognize it, to see it. See, covert tactics, they only work when they're covert. The moment you can put a name on what's happening, the moment you can think to yourself, oh, this is gaslighting, or that's invalidation, you take your power back. You're not just a puppet in their game anymore.
It all comes down to this one simple, powerful idea. You don't need some master plan or a complex counterattack. Your awareness, your ability to see and name the tactic for what it is, that is your shield. It lets you stop doubting yourself and start seeing the game for what it truly is.
And so, I'll just leave you with this final thought. We started this all by saying that the first warning signs are your own feelings. That anxiety, that confusion, that self-doubt, they are your body's own internal alarm system. So the ultimate question really is this. If your gut is telling you, if all your feelings are screaming at you that something is deeply wrong, will you have the courage to listen?